Success quote or mantra. Actually, I've got. Well, we're sitting here next to my desk, so I got one on my desk.
Yeah, grab it.
This is one I've got engraved. This was something my father always repeated to me when I took over the law firm. It was on the desk of Wendell Goche, who, for those in the legal field, he's a legal giant. He's the guy who took down big tobacco from my law firm. So he had this on his desk too. So it's here. It says, it's a quote from Colin Coolidge. It says, "Press on. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination are alone omnipotent." So it's basically, you know what? You don't give up. You press on, and that's what I think, it makes a difference between, people they see things that are wrong, right? We see things that are wrong all the time, and sometimes we let it go by, or we give up, or we, don't do that one thing. And what makes a difference if things happen or not, or, getting up off the canvas and keep going.
And you've made a career out of tackling giants and going after giants and getting justice on behalf of people who are, victims of some of these giants. How do you find that persistence when you're going against these people that have what seems like unlimited resources? Yeah. Is there words of advice or a trick that you implement to find the persistence within you?
I think you got to visionize it, right? You got to visualize it. I saw Goche, I saw my mentor do it. He took on, the biggest, baddest industry that ever existed in capitalism. If you look at it and you think, okay, there's slavery, right? So that was a terrible, horrible thing. You've got, from an economic standpoint, tobacco just did terrible things, and they lied and they did different stuff. And he took on big tobacco. He got a bunch of people together, and he went after him. And it landed the largest civil litigation thing, and it was $286 billion, and he landed that. And it's interesting, when I took on this fight that we're going to talk about, when I filed the first COVID-19 lawsuit. I brought all the people from the law firm together, and I said, remember when Wendell filed that lawsuit? Many of them were still there. I said, we're about to file the most important piece of litigation in civil history, and this is going to be a giant. This is going to pale. Tobacco will pale in comparison to what's at stake here, and so it's just, I saw him take on giants and win, climb that mountain, and I think often in life we don't visualize it and go after it and say, I can do it. I'm gonna do it. And the odds, there's long odds. You got to be smart about it. But if you're persistent in the things, I've seen it happen.
Yeah, and I think it seems like it's a common theme. A lot of the people you've partnered with in the past. We're talking about Goche and these people, when they're tackling social issues, and there seems to be a mission behind the cases, right? And it's not just we're going after this case, but it seems like a lot of the cases you take on are mission driven or purpose driven, and just having mission and purpose in itself must be a great source of, inspiration to persist. You have a reason, right? You're not just trying to collect a check. Like you're making social difference, and it seems like in a lot of your work. And does that play into it? I feel like it must.
Yeah, it does. Look. People are fundamentally, we're animals. We're selfish, right?
Yeah.
So you've got to have. Whenever I hear someone that says, "I'm doing it, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm not doing it at all. I'm doing it for other," you got to kind of look behind it. There are people that do that, but most people are motivations to feed their families, right? But there is a beautiful thing when you can align your own self-interest with the interest of a greater good. Like if you can align those two things, it can be great. And that is part of when we think about how capitalism works. It is aligning what society needs with what I want, and when you can align those two things, when you can align your self-interest with what is needed, then things can happen. When those two things go awry, either people are doing something bad or they're not doing something successful.
Yes, great way to get this thing started. Thank you for going into that. And Thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed today's video, please like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. And don't forget, there's a complete archive of every episode at restaurantunstoppable.com. Peace.